243.
223 bull muzzle.
223, that's the Howler.
And
I have a 204.
204. And then
a 17.
17.
Yeah.
And then didn't you have a 30-06?
I sold it.
Okay.
And I sold the 270.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And there may be an SKS up there.
So the only gun you really have that can take down pigs or deer is the 243, really?
Right. And that would be for a small deer.
Small, yeah. Because I remember you had a 270, and that's a perfect deer gun.
Well, actually, I'd rather shoot the 30-06.
And we have the muzzle loaders, right?
We
the
have,
black powder.
yeah.
And the shotgun.
That's what I want to do one day.
And the 22, the 22.
One 22 up there, I think.
Uncle Bud's
and
22.
then I've got my 2 pistols here.
That would be fun to shoot the black powder ones.
Yeah, it's fun to shoot all of them. I don't care. I just want to shoot.
Well, you see how pretty soon my brother Chase has a bunch of ammunition. He has a gun safe, and then he has another safe with ammunition, because it's going to get real hard to buy bullets pretty soon.
That's un-American.
Well, they're saying that it could be like you'll have underground people making ammunition and making lots of money off of it.
What are you saying? Are you saying that the government's going to make it hard for people to
manufacture Bin Laden would love
manufacture ammunition, or it's just going to be so expensive because of the...
No,
they're going to have the whole...
you from having it.
You got to have... They want it to where you sign up. Why are you getting it? Wait 2 weeks, like you get in a gun. Wait 2 weeks. You're going on a deer hunting trip. Okay, then how many bullets do you need? Eventually, people will revolt and will happen.
But you know what? The Supreme Court 2 years ago ruled in favor of the Second Amendment, the right to keep and bear, and it did not mean that's what was adjudicated. It did not mean the National Guard, which was what the liberal agenda was trying to say. It meant the common people.
Yeah. The reason why that was number 2 of all the amendments is because they had just left a place that didn't allow them to revolt.
Exactly. What was the first thing Hitler did when he went into office? The very first thing.
Took away guns.
Took away the guns. Joseph Stalin, same thing. The Reds. Well, it wasn't Stalin, it was Lenin.
Lenin, yeah.
And then Stalin even got worse about it, and he would.
You know what's cool is that military channel. They have a lot of really good.
Oh, I watched one the other night on. They were comparing different weapons, handheld weapons. Man, some of the stuff they have these days is amazing. And they do have guns that shoot around corners now.
What?
Yes. Have guns that shoot around corners.
Only your meetings today.
They showed one of them.
What the hell technology is that?
Modern.
That's amazing.
That's like a missile.
And they've been showing a lot of those anti-tank things and handheld rocket things, and where the charge will go in, break the wall, and then when it breaks the wall, another charge comes right in behind it in the same shell and explodes in the room.
Wow. It's game time. Squad's waiting.
Well, I know that when they killed one of Hussein's sons, he was
Uday or Kusai?
He was like a quarter of a mile below ground.
Oh, they hit him with
in a cement bunker.
Concrete reinforced bunker.
And this missile,
you know what that
drives in through the dirt, through the concrete, and then blows up.
Let me tell you something. You know what those missiles are made out of?
Uranium?
Old howitzer barrels.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's called a bunker buster.
It's a bunker buster. They'll go several hundred yards underground before exploding.
Yeah.
and go through reinforced concrete.
Boyfriend is back. A man needs human affection. With a big question. New NCIS.
And the big thing now is, like on tanks, they don't worry about penetrating it. They can cause such concussion that it just blows you apart inside.
CBS Tuesday.
And they've got ones that they've got this needle point on it, and they go into armor, and again, just explode inside. And it's not shrapnel, it's the concussion that just blows the top off the tank.
Did he ever tell you what he did in the Army? Why don't you tell him what you did in the Army?
Well, I did a lot of things.
No, I mean what you did, your job.
Oh, I was a weapons specialist.
And you gave them the coordinates so they could
Oh, and I
blow
was,
up things.
yeah, I was a forward observer.
Yeah. And my landlord over in Hawaii, Mr. Schlemmer, who was at the Battle of the Bulge, D-Day, and all that, he was a forward observer too.
Now, I'll tell you something that I've never told you guys before. I was involved in things that I was not allowed to talk about. I still am not allowed to talk about it. Because remember, we were in the midst of the Cold War.
When you were in the Army, that was
I
before
saw,
Korea or after?
I will tell you something that I
After
saw. It was never used. But it was deployed and then brought back. Was a rocket that was fired off of a 4-deuce mortar stand. If you ever saw the base plate on a 4-deuce mortar, it's heavy steel. It was mounted on the back of a Jeep. And they lowered it, and it was called a Davy Crockett. It was an atomic warhead, and it was allowed for battalion commanders to use. That's going about as low in the chain of command that you can ever imagine to allow a battalion commander. A battalion commander usually had about 1,000 men.
It could be a major.
Normally a lieutenant colonel.
Yeah.
Now, when you say atomic, is that the same thing as saying nuclear?
It was a nuclear rocket. And the rocket itself was about that long and was kind of balloon-shaped. And then they deployed them because we thought, when the Berlin Wall was built, that we were going to war. And we moved them right up on the Czech and German border, John F. Kennedy. And then about 8 weeks after that, they got scared that somebody had
Push the wrong button.
or just get excited and do it. And so they called them back in.
Look at that window. Nobody in front of him. That might be about as good.
And nobody, or very few people even know that ever existed.
Pick up the pace of the game because you want to start playing the odds.
Did you fire, or you didn't fire them?
No, you didn't fire them.
That's what they need.
They test stuff like that underground, right? Now?
And, yeah, I assume. I don't know about the testing. But as the weapons specialist for our battalion, I was allowed to see a lot of things that other people didn't see. The things that now are common place that were developed back then.
10-point game.
We've seen it with the Patriots and the Bills. It tired out the pass rush of the Broncos. They go run, they go big.
Uh-oh.
Come on, guys. Well, even if they score, we still have a 3-point lead.
Chris Kayamachu, the left guard, watch him pull it around. This is what he loves to do. Just seals it to the outside, and then a good run.
See, my weapons room had atomic weapons, atomic detonators.
From the tight end position.
That's scary.
When you went down, you had to come through 4 steel doors to get into my weapon. And I always had to wear, back then it was called a retigen tag, to make sure there weren't leaks of radiation.
I was gonna say, because that's scary.
It was 3 floors underground.
Bomb holder supposedly had stuff like that.
We had a tunnel that ran from my weapons room 17 kilometers to an airfield that most people didn't know existed. And they had this, the funny thing about it, they had this wooden platform that was like a screw. And they could bring this stuff down that 17-kilometer tunnel. And then it came, they would stop, and the screw was like, instead of an elevator, it was a screw. And they'd just take it up. And then they could bring in C-47s and put it on, or to move the stuff any place they wanted to move.
It's crazy that they dug tunnels 17 kilometers.
Exactly.
There's stuff like that all over the world we'll never know about.
But I had a secret clearance. Then they had one above me, the top secret. But I used to, when I wasn't dealing with the armed room while we were on assignment, I put together the battle maps of all of Eastern Europe for the artillery. And you talk about a boring job. I had a map table about the size of this room, and each section of this map would have 4 numbers, and you put the number that corresponded, and then you would tape it together, so that when a commander, like the commanding general, was in a particular sector, he would then have this posted, and that's what they used to plan their battle.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff, but boring to put those damn maps together.
He could have run with that football if he was healthy. He would have. Sweeson made 2 in the first quarter. This one's from
Field goal.
7. A perfect 3 for 3 on the day.
That means 18, 19, 20. A touchdown ties it for us.
Got it down soundly, and the Steelers are back within 1 score.
It's so nice to spend time just you and me.
I know. This is great.
You know, I feel like... Did you just check the game on your phone?
What? No. What am I, like some kind of...
This makes me
just
mad.
summon footage to his phone?
Just
Like that? Come on.
I guess I'm just a little oversensitive. It's just that you and
I think it's gender bias to the nth degree. A woman did that to me, I tell her to get the hell out. I mean it. Why in the world? It's like they're saying you're wrong for doing it.
I was definitely looking for fuel economy, and that's the whole reason we wanted to look at the Eco Boost.
Why, if they made a commercial like that to put a woman down like
I
this?
think it's very hip.
How long do you think it'd last on TV?
Whoa, do you have 20s on those? like, don't even know what that means,
They
but
just-
I guess it's a little...
I just don't think, I guess I dealt too long with civil rights and things like that if you do not want gender bias from one group, you gotta not want it from all groups. Or any other kind of bias. I guess it doesn't bother most people, but it bothers me.
That guy is crazy.
Who was it?
Hussein or
Oh, I don't know.
fastest guy in the world.
Oh, I don't know who that is anymore.
He ran a 9.83 to beat the 9.9 or 9.89 or whatever it was that the guy posted and then later found out was steroids. Well, he beat that record that was taken away. He beat it anyways. And the last 10 feet, he stopped and was going, yeah, because he knew he was ahead of everybody else. He didn't know, he thought he was done. So they're like, what would it have
How
been?
stupid.
How fast would it have been?
See, the need to show off.
Rocket Hussein or something Hussein? I don't know.
I remember when the guy named Hayes, who was the fastest man in the world, joined the Dallas Cowboys as a wide receiver.
Oh, really?
Yes. He played several years with them. He learned to catch the football. He had never played football, but because he was so darn fast and tall, they drafted him, and he started playing football. And he had set the world record at, like, that was 100 yards, not 100 meters, at 9.6. Hayes, what was his first name? But he was a Dallas Cowboy. Matter of fact, he played with Staubach.
Or the Panther breakout for $49.99. Our lowest price ever. Get the technology you love on the network you deserve. Now get twice the data
Elvin
for the
Hayes.
same low price. Hurry in. This offer ends January 15th. Verizon.
That's what I have you for. After my father died.
Won the Olympics one year.
What was the lesson Dad wanted me to learn?
Now, we've got Summer Olympics coming up in London this year.
That'd be fun.
I kind of think the Olympics about live their usefulness. We can't, I do not want to see them in this day and time come to the United States because of the weirdos it's going to attract, the terrorists.
It's the only major award show where you, the fans, pick the winners. Like, hey, let's face it, without fans, there wouldn't be any of this.
You think that they wouldn't be trying to make a statement at the Olympics? Woo.
Yeah, it would be too tempting. for
Too
some people.
tempting. Yeah, he's got to be a Viking. Okay, Pittsburgh got a field goal out of that. So they're 7 points behind. Denver oh, look at the T go. He did him again. Somebody had hit that block on 24, he'd have been rambling a little while longer. No, Polamalu. Well, no, he slowed up because of 24.
Oh, no call on that. That was Taylor on a hold of the face mask.
He should have come up yelling about that.
Rush for 39, pass for 19. Making mistakes on the option, though. And that picks up 3. Well, for more than 30 years, it's the must-see show the pros watch. And next week, the NFL's leading rusher, Maurice Jones-Drew, will be there with you, Phil. All 1,606 yards this year. He'll be joining UJB, Chris and Warren.
They're going to wear him out, though. Maurice Jones-Drew from UCLA.
Cake and pudding over there, guys.
And donuts.
No donuts.
For 2